General knowledge. Air brakes. Test 1, Part 2. When checking the air compressor drive belt, it should be A. Loose. B. Cracked. C. Removed. D. Tight, no more than 3/4 inch play.
The correct answer is
D. Tight, no more than 3/4 inch play.
explanation.
Belts must be snug. If loose, the compressor won't pump air correctly. The air loss rate for a straight truck or bus with the engine off and the brakes applied should not be more than A. 2 psi in 1 minute. B. 3 psi in 1 minute. C. 4 psi in 1 minute. D. 1 psi in 1 minute.
The correct answer is
B. 3 psi in 1 minute.
explanation.
For a single vehicle, straight truck or bus, the air loss rate with brakes applied should not exceed 3 psi in 1 minute. The air loss rate for a combination vehicle, truck and trailer, with the engine off and the brakes applied should not be more than A. 3 psi in 1 minute. B. 4 psi in 1 minute. C. 2 psi in 1 minute. D. 5 psi in 1 minute.
The correct answer is
B. 4 psi in 1 minute.
explanation.
For combination vehicles, the allowable loss rate is higher, 4 psi per minute with brakes applied. With the engine off and the parking brakes released, the air loss rate for a combination vehicle should not exceed A. 2 psi per minute. B. 3 psi per minute. C. 4 psi per minute. D. 1 psi per minute.
The correct answer is
B. 3 psi per minute.
explanation.
Static leakage, brakes released, for combination vehicles is limited to 3 psi per minute. Your vehicle has a dual air brake system. If a low air pressure warning comes on for the secondary system, you should A. Continue driving if the primary system is okay. B. Bring the vehicle to a safe stop and continue only when the system is fixed. C. Pump the brakes to build pressure. D. Use the parking brake to stop.
The correct answer is
B. Bring the vehicle to a safe stop and continue only when the system is fixed.
explanation.
If either system fails, you lose braking capability on some axles. Stop safely and fix it. The braking power of the spring brakes depends on A. The air pressure in the tanks. B. The service brakes being adjusted. C. The traction of the tires. D. The tightness of the mechanical springs.
The correct answer is
B. The service brakes being adjusted.
explanation.
Spring brakes act on the same linkage as the service brakes. If the service brakes are out of adjustment, the spring brakes won't work well either. Air braking takes more time than hydraulic braking because air A. Flows at the speed of light. B. Takes time to flow through the lines to the brakes. C. Brakes use different drums. D. Is heavier than hydraulic fluid.
The correct answer is
B. Takes time to flow through the lines to the brakes.
explanation.
This is called brake lag. It adds about half a second to your stopping time at 55 miles per hour. Total stopping distance for air brakes is made up of perception distance, reaction distance, brake lag distance, and A. Braking distance. B. Viewing distance. C. Steering distance. D. Skid distance.
The correct answer is
A. Braking distance.
explanation.
Total stopping distance equals perception plus reaction plus brake lag plus braking distance. At 55 miles per hour on dry pavement, the air brake lag distance adds about how many feet to your stopping distance? A. 10 feet. B. 32 feet. C. 45 feet. D. 60 feet.
The correct answer is
B. 32 feet.
explanation.
Brake lag is about 0.5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, you travel about 32 feet in that time. If the spring brakes are on, you should never A. Push the brake pedal. B. Turn off the engine. C. Release the parking brake. D. Start the engine.
The correct answer is
A. Push the brake pedal.
explanation.
Pushing the pedal adds air pressure to the mechanical spring force, which can damage the brakes. The air compressor governor controls A. The speed of the engine. B. When air is pumped into the air storage tanks. C. The air pressure applied to the brakes. D. The brake lights.
The correct answer is
B. When air is pumped into the air storage tanks.
explanation.
The governor cuts the compressor in and out to maintain tank pressure. The tractor protection valve will close and the parking brakes will apply when air pressure falls to A. 60 to 80 psi. B. 20 to 45 psi. C. 100 psi. D. 10 psi.
The correct answer is
B. 20 to 45 psi.
explanation.
This emergency action happens between 20 and 45 psi. Modern air brake systems combine three different systems. They are the service, parking, and ____ brakes. A. Emergency. B. Foot. C. S-cam. D. Drum.
The correct answer is
A. Emergency.
explanation.
The emergency brake system is the third component. In ideal conditions, a truck traveling at 55 miles per hour will require how many seconds to stop? A. 3 seconds. B. 4 seconds. C. 6 seconds. D. 8 seconds.
The correct answer is
C. 6 seconds.
explanation.
The total stopping time involves perception, reaction, and braking, totaling about 6 seconds or more. What is the first thing you should do when a low air pressure warning comes on? A. Stop and safely park. B. Speed up. C. Downshift. D. Check the mirror.
The correct answer is
A. Stop and safely park.
explanation.
Safety first. Stop before you lose all braking ability. Air brake lag distance at 55 miles per hour adds about ____ feet to your stopping distance. A. 32. B. 15. C. 50. D. 60.
The correct answer is
A. 32.
explanation.
It's roughly 32 feet, 0.5 seconds * 55 miles per hour. Repeatedly pressing and releasing, fanning, the brake pedal may result in A. A loss of air pressure. B. Building up air pressure. C. Cooling the brakes. D. Nothing.
The correct answer is
A. A loss of air pressure.
explanation.
Each application releases some air. Fanning dumps air faster than the compressor can replace it. Spring brakes are A. Not found on heavy trucks. B. Made up of powerful springs that are held back by air pressure. C. Used only for service braking. D. Hydraulic.
The correct answer is
B. Made up of powerful springs that are held back by air pressure.
explanation.
If air pressure is removed, the springs expand and clamp the brakes. The proper way to go down long grades is to use a low gear and brake until your speed is about A. 5 miles per hour below your safe speed. B. 5 miles per hour above your safe speed. C. The speed limit. D. 10 miles per hour.
The correct answer is
A. 5 miles per hour below your safe speed.
explanation.
Brake to 5 miles per hour below safe speed, release, let speed increase to safe speed, then repeat, snub braking. When you apply the brakes, the brake shoes/linings are pressed against the A. S-cam. B. Brake drum. C. Slack adjuster. D. Axle.
The correct answer is
B. Brake drum.
explanation.
Friction between the shoes and the drum stops the vehicle.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. Download our app and keep studying on the go.